Well, former Jets head coach Rex Ryan is back on social media bashing Shedeur Sanders, this time for Shedeur's latest photo shoot. Here over the summer break, Rex Ryan tweeted saying, "Get a load of this kid. Great talent, needs to realize as a franchise quarterback, there has to be more we than me." How about Rex? You come on, dude. And the timing of this post couldn't be better. Shedeur Sanders just went and co-hosted a retreat down in Miami with Deshaun Watson, and all of the Browns pass catchers attended this. They all went down together as a unit and practiced and worked out together, some team chemistry building, bonding. It was a great experience for all those guys, and they did it, like Shedeur Sanders said earlier.
Rex Ryan has found another reason to go after Shedeur Sanders, and this time it has absolutely nothing to do with football. Shedeur did a photo shoot. That's it. He posed in front of a wall filled with his Browns jerseys while wearing jewelry and showing off the same confidence we've seen from him for years. Rex saw the video and somehow turned that into a conversation about Shedeur being selfish and needing to grow up. But this time, other former NFL stars weren't letting it slide. Cam Newton fired back at Rex. LeSean McCoy questioned why he's always coming after Shedeur. Even Shedeur's brother jumped in, and suddenly the person being questioned wasn't Shedeur anymore, it was Rex Ryan. And then LeSean McCoy made the obvious point. It's a photo shoot. Of course it's about Shedeur. Who else is his personal photo shoot supposed to be about? McCoy also pushed back on the bigger accusation that Shedeur isn't team first. He said that when you actually listen to what teammates say about Shedeur, they talk about him being a good teammate. That's where Rex's criticism starts getting harder to understand. He didn't point to Shedeur blowing off practice. He didn't point to teammates complaining about him. He looked at an off-season photo shoot and decided it said something about how Shedeur would lead a football team.
Why he's on Shedeur so bad? Like, this is a photo shoot. You know what I mean? It's not about we on my photo shoot. It's about me on my photo shoot. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see Myles Garrett in my pictures. I want to see number 12 Shedeur Sanders. But stuff like this is gonna be in his room and his mom and dad's living room and his friends. Like, I don't know what it is with Rex and Shedeur. I think he's a team first guy. If you look at all what his teammates say about him, they always speak how great of a teammate he is.
Now let's go back to what actually happened, because the reaction became much bigger than the photo shoot itself. Behind the scenes footage showed Shedeur posing with a bunch of his number 12 Cleveland jerseys behind him. He had the chains on, he had the watch. It was flashy and it was clearly designed to get attention. Nobody is denying that. But Shedeur has been like this since Colorado. He has never pretended to be the quiet quarterback who wants nobody looking at him. His confidence and personal brand were part of the package before Cleveland ever drafted him. Rex apparently hated what he saw. He posted that Shedeur has great talent but needs to understand that a franchise quarterback has to be more about the team than himself. Then he finished by telling him to grow up. If this was the first time Rex had questioned Shedeur's attitude, maybe it wouldn't have become such a huge story. The problem is that we've already seen this before. Last season, Rex went much harder when Shedeur was still trying to climb Cleveland's depth chart. He said something was missing with him and attacked the way Shedeur carried himself while he was still a backup.
Something's missing. Something's missing with this kid. This kid talks. He runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now.
That history is exactly why Cam Newton's response landed so hard. Cam wasn't arguing that Shedeur has already proven he's a franchise quarterback. He hasn't. The point was the hypocrisy of Rex acting like a big personality automatically makes somebody selfish. Cam basically reminded everybody who Rex Ryan was when he coached the Jets. Rex wasn't exactly hiding in the corner trying to avoid cameras. His personality became part of the team. He made bold predictions, he talked constantly, he embraced attention and became one of the most recognizable coaches in football. Cam's point was that none of that automatically made Rex a bad coach or teammate. So why does Shedeur taking a flashy picture suddenly prove he's a me guy? And Cam knows this argument better than most quarterbacks. Remember how people talked about him? The celebrations, the clothes, the press conferences, the Superman pose. Cam spent years hearing that he needed to act differently while also winning an MVP and taking Carolina to a Super Bowl. So when Cam sees a young quarterback getting his personality turned into evidence against his leadership, he knows exactly how quickly that conversation can get ridiculous.
There is an element of, like, what is one guy's aura is another guy's arrogance. And who gets it to be aura and who gets it to be arrogance is in the eye of the beholder. And like, I think there is like a piece of that here. I don't think it's the overwhelming piece, but I think there's, of course, a piece of that. So it's a big mismatch of stuff.
The other problem for Rex is that Shedeur's actual offseason doesn't really fit this selfish player picture. This is a guy currently fighting Deshaun Watson for the starting job. Yet days before the photo shoot became a controversy, Shedeur and Watson were working out together in South Florida with Browns receivers, including Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah Bond. Think about that for a second. The two quarterbacks are directly competing for one job, and they're still spending their own offseason time throwing to teammates together. If you're searching for evidence of whether Shedeur understands we, that seems slightly more useful than looking at what he's wearing in a photo shoot. That's what makes this entire argument feel backwards. Rex is worried about the optics of a picture, while Shedeur is actually doing quarterback work with the guy trying to beat him for QB1. Both quarterbacks have publicly talked about supporting whoever wins the competition. There hasn't been some report of Shedeur dividing the locker room or refusing to work with Watson. Instead, they're training together while everybody outside the building keeps trying to turn the competition into something personal.
There's Shedeur in the pink shirt. You see Deshaun Watson back there. Shedeur gets the throw. Sean with the toss. Very interesting off-season battle when you listen to the beat writers talk about these two.
And Shedeur did something else this week that makes the me over we criticism look even stranger. He showed up at a youth football camp connected with Browns Give Back and spent time with kids there. Shedeur ran drills and games with the campers. He also surprised two kids with custom diamond chains. Again, that is very Shedeur, even the giveaway involves jewelry. But that's also the point. He doesn't have to completely erase his personality to do something positive for people around Cleveland. You can think the chains are excessive, you can hate the photo shoots, you can think Shedeur spends too much time thinking about his image. That's all opinion. But turning those things into proof that he doesn't care about his team becomes much harder when his actual actions are telling a different story.
The first one, so this is an amazing start. You know, it's an amazing start. Everybody's healthy. The gear that they have on look good. And everybody's out here smiling, so that's what it's about.
Sanders Camp, held in collaboration with Browns Give Back, brought out hundreds of kids to participate in skills and drills on the field.
I'm truly excited that they feel excited to see me and stuff.
Even Deshaun Sanders Jr. didn't understand why Rex cared this much. After seeing Rex's criticism, Shedeur's brother responded by asking why the photo shoot bothered him so much. That's really the question hanging over this whole thing. Shedeur wasn't attacking Rex, he wasn't discussing Rex, he wasn't even talking. He was taking pictures. Rex saw that and immediately turned it into another lesson about how Shedeur needs to behave. And there's another reason people are pushing back harder this time. Shedeur's position inside Cleveland has changed since Rex first started criticizing him. He began his rookie season buried on the depth chart. By the end of it, he had started 7 games. His numbers weren't great. He finished with 1,400 passing yards and more interceptions than touchdowns. Nobody needs to pretend otherwise. But he also won 3 of his 7 starts and showed enough for Cleveland to give him a real shot again this summer. Now he's competing directly with Watson. Reports around the Browns say Shedeur has impressed the coaching staff with how he's learning Todd Monken's offense. The team has also seen progress with his decision-making and off-season preparation. So, while Rex is analyzing the meaning of a photo shoot, Cleveland's coaches have a much more important question to answer. Can this kid run their offense better than Watson?
Shedeur Sanders' superpowers are the opposite of that, right? They're all the things that actually make quarterbacks good. They're processing and reading the defense and all that. I'm asking you, my quarterback, does that stuff become obvious in training camp scenarios?
Fast.
They'll see that fast?
Fast.
Then he's going to look great quickly.
And let me say this. If this offense is going under Kevin Stefanski, at least rumors to what it was a couple years ago.
Shedeur's rookie tape wasn't good enough to guarantee anything. He held the ball too long, took too many sacks, threw too many interceptions. That is fair criticism. But that is completely different from seeing somebody pose in front of his own jerseys and deciding it proves he is not team first. LeSean McCoy said teammates have spoken positively about Shedeur and questioned why Rex keeps going after him so hard. The people actually sharing a locker room with him probably know more about what kind of teammate he is than anybody studying an Instagram clip. Here's the part nobody is talking about. Why does every chain become a character problem? Why does every confident moment become evidence he is not focused on football? There are plenty of football reasons to question Shedeur Sanders. You do not have to invent another because he took some flashy pictures. The funniest part is Shedeur has the easiest possible way to end this argument. Win the starting job. If he beats Watson, nobody is going to care how many jerseys were hanging behind him in July. If he starts winning games, the chains and photo shoots become part of the personality people celebrate, instead of something they use against him. Cam Newton has already lived through this cycle. When a confident quarterback struggles, people call the personality a distraction. When that same quarterback wins, they call it charisma. Shedeur is about to find out which side of that line he is on, and he gets the only response that actually matters. He gets to play football.